I'm so excited to be wrapping up the book of Hebrews today. I don't know if I did mention before that sometimes I used to find this book very challenging because I didn't really understand it. But taking it the way that I did, or I think it probably is, reading it with this fresh approach to reading the Bible really gave me much more insight. So for these final chapters, I realized something, how very important faith is in our Christian walk. Now, I used to think that faith was everything. I used to think, oh, everything was based on faith. Faith was the basis or the thing that carried it all. But I've come to understand why love is the greatest. Remember that there's a Bible verse, I can't remember it now, who says faith, hope, and love, but out of them, love is the greatest. And I just thought, oh yes, love is the greatest. But now, I see why love is the greatest. Because one day, we'll all be faithless. Why do you ask? Because faith, according to what we read here, is the substance of things hoped for and evidence of the things not seen. So one day we are going to see Christ. Our hope and everything is to see Christ and to live with him eternally. And then when we do see him, and then when we live in him, when we live with him, see him face to face, and everything that we hope for that are in him that we will lay hold of, then we won't need faith anymore. Then it will be love that will sustain everything. That was the greatest thing that I learned from these verses, and I'm so happy to share them with you. Now, chapter 11, which is usually called the Faith Hall of Fame, that listed all the heroes of faith from the past. One thing that stood out to me was how faith in God wasn't always about them receiving blessings of what they wanted because they believed, right? Some of them had to go through some hard situations of waiting and, enduring until the faith came. And so I believe that it is what empowers us to endure and persevere through difficult times, and the times where we don't get what we want, right? We still need to hold on in faith. That is what faith is, just holding on. And then I also noticed that God perfects our faith, and as sons and daughters, we must understand and accept his discipline much more than we do our earthly parents, because we accept discipline from our earthly parents because we believe that they know, what's best for us, and they, want to make sure that they bring us up in the right way. Same thing with God. When we sin or we step out of alignment, God definitely forgives us, but then he also disciplines us. Now, we should always understand that God's discipline isn't punishment. It's actually training, because when you are disciplined, you actually build up some characteristics in you that help you to be better. In chapter 13, I saw much more how much more important love is. Love is more than faith. Was that all the writer's exhortations, all the things that he asked them to do were rooted in love. He said, to show hospitality to strangers, to how, marital relations should go, submission to authority, and all of these things. They are all effective ways to build relationships in love. So yes, again, love over faith, but not meaning that, faith isn't important, but yeah. Anyway, here's what I learned about God in these chapters. God is a rewarder of them who seek him. The best reward we can get for seeking God is knowledge and revelation of him. Kind of like what we get from reading his word every day. I know that I can definitely count this as one of the greatest rewards that I've gotten this year. Just getting to know Christ, and to know God, know about the Holy Spirit, about the Trinity, about just God's plan and the history, just everything through his word. And then the more I get to know him, the more I want to know of him. So I will reiterate again that when this year is done, I'm going again. And I hope to just keep going again and again and again until Jesus comes. Because one thing I know is that every time I read the Bible, I see something that I haven't seen before. I get a fresh revelation that I haven't gotten before. So I don't think this is a one and done thing, and it shouldn't be for you as well. It's something that you should keep on reading and keep on getting to know God better. And the lesson that I learned was rooted in chapter 11, verse 6, that says that anyone who comes to him must believe that God exists and that he rewards those who earnestly seek him. Thank you for joining me today. It's always a pleasure to share with you. Tomorrow I'll be sharing lessons from 2 Timothy. And I hope you join me here as well. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Bye.